Hi, my name is Febrianti and you can call me Della. I made this video for midterm test of Curriculum and Technology Design course. And what I want to deliver on this video, I want to deliver about my critical view about a book chapter. And the title is Technology Enhanced Language Learning, especially in chapter 8, which is Young Learners. The authors of this book are Aisha Walker and Godit White. And this book firstly published in 2013. Before I mention my critical view, I want to give you some aims of the author when they made this book. The first is, what impacts does technology have for young learners? Second is, what are the needs of young language learners and what is the role of foreign language in their curriculum? Third, what types of digital resources or tools are appropriate for young learners? And fourth, how can young learners be safe online? Young learners that become the main concern of this book chapter are children under the age of 13, and particularly the range of the age are 7 to 11. The book also has mentioned that nowadays young learners also can be called as digital native. I agree that when we talk about young learners, especially young language learners in nowadays, technological aspect cannot be separated. But unfortunately, the use of technology in language learning become a controversial issue. Some people consider that technology will give advantage for children, and some other give opinion that technology will give a lot of disadvantages for children. However, I believe that the use of technology in this era is an ordinary thing and we can avoid that. So the concern of my point here is we can still use technology in language learning, but we can minimum the negative impact for the children. So that I want to mention some impacts of the use of technology in language learning. And the purpose is the teacher or the parents can be aware of any negative impacts that can come in the future. The first possible risk is the tendency of the children which often enjoy the technology rather than the content of the study. And the second, the cost of the media and technology which can be expensive for some classes. Next is the demand for the teachers and the learners to have a basic technological knowledge before applying technology in language learning. And another important risk that has to be noticed is the safety aspects for the children. This book also mentions some possible risks in online learning, such as pedophiles that may use social media networking to find a victim, or cyberbullying in children to children. I also agree when the author of this book mentioned that the role of language learning or the motivation of language learning in children and adults are different. Adults tend to study language because of the demand of profession or a job, but children usually learning English because of the demand of the curriculum. And usually the students don't know whether the language can be useful in their real life or not. This Technology Enhanced Language Learning book also gives some recommendation tools or digital resources for the readers. There are 7 digital resources. The first is Handwriting Games. The authors argue that when students use handwriting games, they can be more confident when write something, because in technology, they can make any mistake and they can erase it immediately without any messy or something like that. While when young learners write in a paper, usually they need another tools to erase the mistake. And it can make the children unconfident when want to write something. So this recommendation application can be very useful to develop the confidence of the young learners and make young learners more enthusiastic in learning a language. Second, in Manchester United website. Especially the concern of the author is not only about the Manchester United website, but the concern is any other official website, because the authors believe that official website will give trusted information and very up-to-date information. And this term also appear when you want to know more about language learning or any material about language. We can go to the official website to find any relevant or up-to-date or trusted information. So actually, the authors want to suggest the readers that when they want to have or know relevant information, they can go to the official website. And the third recommended digital resources is Club Penguin. Club Penguin is a website which provides a virtual world for the young learners. So the teachers can show the young learners a real world through a technology. And I really agree about this application because besides the teacher can educate the learners about language, they can also educate the learners about technology. The fourth recommendation is Scratch programming. Scratch programming is a tool which can be used to make a program like games or something else. So the children can make their own games through this program. For example, they can make a game which role of the game can be shooting a verb which have suffix ing or something else. But in my opinion, I do not really agree with this application because the book has mentioned that the concern is for children under the age of 13. And I think make a program or make an application is not really appropriate for young learners in that age. I know that this program can improve the language of the young learners, but I think it is not really give a lot of impacts for the study of language because I think the concern of the application is about making or creating an application rather than improving the language learning. Next is the fifth and the sixth application. The fifth and the sixth application is about story. So these two applications will not be too far from story. The fifth is Enormous Turnip. This is a story with the form of video and the students and the authors mentioned that when the students watch a video, they can improve their language learning. And the sixth program is story making. The authors believe that when using this storybooks making, the learners will be more enthusiastic in writing a story. And the seventh or the last suggestion is Edmodo. Edmodo is a social media service, especially in education. And I really agree when the teacher want to use social media in their learning activity, they can use this social media. Because when we compare Edmodo with the other social media like Facebook, Twitter, and something else, Edmodo is more safe. In conclusion, I agree that technology offers a lot of potential and impacts for the young learners. So that when we are agreed to use technology in language learning, we also have to be aware of any potential or impacts in language learning. In addition, I agree with the way the authors give some recommendation about some application or digital resources in this book. But unfortunately, the authors only concern about the advantages of the digital resources only, with minimum explanation about the disadvantages about the application or these digital resources. However, giving some recommendation about some application or digital resources are very helpful. And I think the authors succeed achieving the goals or the aims of this book writing. So that's all that I want to deliver. I'm so sorry if I have any mistakes and thank you.